tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Africa, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. America, tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. You are listening to African Father in America podcast by Simon Javanokelo, live from Seattle, Washington, USA.
I thought about pain, but I just now thought about the story about the lion and the mouse.
Yeah,
The lion was in pain, and it took a mouse, a peon, to get that thorn out of his flesh and get, like I said, get the job done.
exactly, exactly.
So lions can also be um, promoters to, to encourage people. This is what needs to be done. Because they can't do it by themselves.
That's right. As long as there is work after the words, like, having this big speech about I have a dream, there was work that came behind it and a movement,
True.
not just words.
Yes.
Thank you.
How are we doing, Simon?
We are doing so great.
You're done?
Yeah, you're so wonderful. You did a wonderful job. Yes, we are live streaming. Yeah, we are live on YouTube, and we are live. We are still live here on Clubhouse, and I'm so grateful to you, Zizi, for doing such a wonderful job, just holding the space and guiding the conversation. We are here in the African Father in America club, and I want to welcome you all. Dr. Kisha, thank you so much for being here. I'll bring you up on stage. And I would love for you all to join us on stage. Let's have a conversation around today's proverb: the roaring lion kills no prey. And Zizi has been guiding our conversation, giving each person a moment to just share what their perspectives are about this proverb. And at the moment, I think we've already heard from Wanda. I think we passed Panyar, so we need to go to Panyar briefly, and then Darren. And then, I would love to have a quick conversation with Zizi, because I feel that you should all know Zizi a little well. She's an elder that I have so much love and respect for. So, Zizi, I'll let you continue guiding the conversation. And once we hear from everyone on stage, I just want to, have a quick conversation with you so that everyone can learn a little more about you. But thank you again for having me.
I think we skipped Joseph. Joseph, did you share? You weren't able to respond.
Yeah, we haven't heard from Joseph as well as Panyar.
Yeah. Panyar and BB also didn't share. So Panyar, are you ready to share with us?
Yes, I am. I hope you can hear me. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Yes, the roaring lion kills no prey, and there is a Nigerian flag there. So I'm assuming this is a Nigerian proverb.
Yes.
Where I come from in East Africa, we have almost exactly the same proverb, but we just frame it differently. We say, Simba mwenda pole ndiye mla nyama, which means the lion that goes quietly, or the lion that is stealth, is the one that catches the animal, which is more or less the same thing, but in reverse. And I think actually in the art of war, there is something similar as well. That famous book about when you're going to war, which is as a metaphor. When you want to achieve something, sometimes it's necessary to conceal your plans, or not to advertise your plans to the enemy. When you want to achieve something. So it could be a war, it could be, I don't know, a strategy, it could be court. Sometimes it is necessary to conceal your plans, or not to advertise your plans rather, before you execute them. So I think this is what it goes. And the thing is very, very clear. If you see programs on National Geographic, on BBC, in the African savannah, the lion that catches the animal doesn't advertise its presence. It's always very, very subtle. It conceals itself, very calculating in how it moves. And then by that time, maybe
it's too late
for the animal to get away. So maybe in some cases in life, not all areas of life. Yeah, in some cases in life, when you need to achieve whatever it is, whatever your goal you have, you may have at times to not to advertise, not to conceal, but maybe because that can be viewed negatively, but to hide your plans, to bid your time. You look for the time until then you act. You don't just advertise everything that you want to do. Sometimes it could be
Yeah,
counterproductive.
sometimes
So we have exactly the same saying in East Africa, but we just call it different.
I don't know if you're in a matrix or something. Is you're a little bit. But is that? Have you finished sharing, Panyar?
Sorry, I was in a noisy area, so my apologies. I hope.
No, it's still. Have you finished your share? Well, it was a great
Yeah.
share anyway. Thank you, Panyar.
Yes,
Thank
I finished. I hope you could understand what I said because I'm in a.
Yeah, this is Simon speaking. I think Panyar spoke, to in a way that also resonated with me because I'm also from East Africa, and we have another proverb like this one in my mother tongue that says jarikni jamuod nyoyo gi kuoyo, jarikni jamuod nyoyo gi kuoyo. I will share it towards the end of the room. I'll share what it means towards the end of our conversation today. So stay tuned. I'll share what it means towards the end. I think Zizi is on a phone call here. Again, thank you all for being here with us. I want to continue on. We've heard from Panyar. Now let's hear from Joseph and then go all the way to Darin. Thank you so much. Okay, I think my brother Joseph is probably away from his phone. So, Darin, thank you for being here. Let's hear briefly from you. When you look at this proverb, what does it mean to you?
Hey, good morning, everyone. So let's see. Feel as though God puts our own truth and purpose, love, passion, our gifts, all that good stuff in each of our individual hearts and our minds. But a lot of times we seek permission to be who we are by sharing and then oversharing, hoping that someone will validate our already God validated intuition to do what it is that we want to do or feel we're meant to do, but are really scared to do. So I see this proverb and it has me believing that so long as we seek out others to tell us that it's okay to be who we are meant to be, our only action is inaction. And that's it.
Wow, I agree. Seeking the validation of others in order for us to be who we want to be is to our own detriment, and we should value ourselves. I love what you shared with us. Bibi, I hope you're doing well. Share with us what your thoughts are in regards to today's proverb. And to everyone who is in the room, thank you so much for joining us. I am live streaming today's conversation on YouTube as well. My YouTube channel is right at the top of the room. And typically, in the last few weeks, I've actually been hosting guests, So today, I just wanted to spend a little more time with you all directly. And I'll be doing that, quite a few times this week. But from next week, I'll start having more guests. I'm building systems so that I can be better organized, so that I can have as many of you joining me on YouTube for the Daily African Proverbs as possible. And we need to grow that channel. So, make sure you're subscribing, make sure you're commenting, you're liking some of the previous episodes, and also make sure you're following the African Father in America across all podcasting platforms. Every conversation we have here is also a podcast episode that I'm recording. So I'm really, really grateful for what we are doing here. And, I can't do this on my own. So thank you so much. Bibi, the microphone is yours. Bibi, for some reason today I can't hear you. So I wonder what's going on with your microphone, but I'll come back to you in just a moment. Alexis, I hope you're doing great. Thank you for being here. You are an amazing contributor to the work that we do here. And I just want to hear your voice. But I also want to let everybody else in the room know that in 5 minutes, we are going to turn off hand raising. And I would love to hear your voices. Join me on stage. Let me know what your perspectives on this proverb is. And also remember that we do this every single day because we want to make our ancestors proud. We want to make our ancestors smile. and we want to help with the process of protecting and preserving African culture, one proverb every single day. So, again, I want to hear from you guys in regards to proverbs from your own communities. There's an increasing number of people who are sending me the proverbs, and also I'm now getting help from NCAM. NCAM is a regular attendee of this room, and she's helping with curating which proverbs we discuss every day. Since January, I was responsible for, curating the proverbs that we discuss daily, but now I have the amazing touch of NCAM, and it's just been wonderful. So one more time, I just want to check with Joseph. Joseph, if you're there, tap your mic. Okay, Joseph is still not there. And Bibi, if you're there, tap your mic. Okay, Bibi is still not there. So again, I just want to thank you all. I want to go quickly to Zizi. I have interviewed Zizi before. She's an author, and she's also an elder that I have so much love and respect for. And I think I'll be interviewing you, Zizi, on Wednesday. I'll make sure that communication is done by the end of the day today. But I just wanted you to share briefly with those who have not met Zizi before. Zizi is an Egyptian author. She's an elder in her early 80s, and she's more youthful than many young people I know, but she's really like one of my guiding angels. She's always reaching out to me, especially whenever I'm not doing the daily African proverbs. There's a time I was off of this app for about 2 weeks, and I just I traveled to Kenya, and on coming back I took additional time to just get a little more energy and continue doing this from an authentic place. So Zizi, share with us just a story of the little Zizi, and now that you're an elder and you can look at life from decades of being around this planet. I wanted you to just speak briefly also about your perspective on COP26, this conference that just ended in Scotland. What are your perspectives on it, and where world leaders are taking us? Because for me, when I look at this proverb, the roaring lion kills no prey, I feel that we have so many roaring lions. We have leaders that are chest thumping all the time, that they are doing the work, but they are really not doing the work. We have influencers and artists that they say so much on social media, but if you look under the bonnet, you find that there's very little work that is being done. So for me, I feel that this proverb is asking us to look at ourselves. Are we one of those leaders that are just making too much noise? And I'll tell you the meaning of Jawuru Jamudnyoyo Gikuyo. I'll share with you the meaning of that in a moment. I see that we lost Zizi. Oh, she's back. Okay, Zizi, now I'll give you the microphone.
Well, I have to tell you that I started as a normal, precocious little girl, age of 1, talking, dancing, ballet, doing all sorts of things that nobody expected. And then all of a sudden, my parents went on a belated honeymoon, and I caught the polio virus, which nobody really knew very much about then, and they thought it was the flu. So anyway, I ended up completely, totally paralyzed from the neck down. So it was a shock for my mother, who was only 19. She didn't even know what it's like to be a mother or a housewife. She came from a rich family that had servants and all sorts of things. And so it was a very hard thing on her to take care of me and take me for treatments and so on and so forth. So it was hard on her psychologically and everywhere else. So I sort of managed. Of course, I faced a lot of harassment and belittling from people, because when I was sort of cured, I still ended up limping a bit. So everybody gave me a hard time, calling me a cripple, calling me all sorts of things. And then I met when I was 16. The only school that accepted me and didn't think I was a financial liability was the American College for Girls. So when they accepted me, the headmistress took me upon her wing. She was American. And one day, Helen Keller, I don't know if you've heard of her, but she's a person who has done miracles with vision, although she's dumb and deaf and cannot see. She was seeing colors, she was seeing all sorts of things. She came by in Egypt for a visit, and the headmistress invited her. I'm sure that I met with her, as I was the only one who had a handicap in a school of 1,000 people. So I met with her, and I never forgot. Told me, she said, from what I saw, you're going to inspire people like me one of these days. But always look for open. Most people miss the open. Look for locked doors. And then she said, and if you find that all the doors are closed, kick one of them open and go through and realize what you are and know that you are a wonderful person, that you should not have any negative thoughts, and don't allow people who are negative around you. Let them go, let them be. So that was motivated. And I found that cleansing one's heart to receive love and to give love by being grateful and thankful, by remembering the people who influenced your life and their service to you, and by surrendering to a bigger power, surrendering to the thing, not surrendering, giving up, no, surrendering to get ready for something even bigger than yourself, but just accepting things as they are and not fighting like a roaring lion, but look at it in a more, sort of acceptable way, and don't let it get in your way. On the contrary, by surrendering, you allow, you accept, you become content and enabling to other people. And then, seeking the oneness that we all share, because we are all, wonderful divine beings in one soul, in one, which is God's soul. And it's the oneness that we should seek, not the separation from each other. First, we have to have a lot of good attributes to survive the challenges, but most of all, to believe in ourselves, to believe in God, to believe in service, and to give. Give as much as you can, because in giving, you get a lot in return, whether you're giving in love. It doesn't have to be money, but giving what you can. For me, these days, my only way of giving is to give love and affection and support. So that's the summary of me. Thank you. And if you have any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Thank you, Simon.
You're most welcome. I want to invite, for me, I want to thank you, Zizi, for your love and support and for your courage, and for being an inspiration. I want to just invite, 30 second or at the most 60 seconds comment from Dr. M.D. Williams in regards to, what Zizi has shared with us. And also, if you have any other comment on the Proverbs, I want to give you another opportunity to speak to it. And then I want to go to Panyar and Joseph and everyone on stage one more time. And also to everyone who is not on stage, I'm going to turn off hand raising in just a moment, maybe in 2 minutes. So if you want to come on stage, feel free to join us on stage. But I just want us to create space here to listen in to Zizi's story, just a glimpse of it before you join us later on this week for a deeper conversation. So Dr. M.D. Williams.
Thank you, Simon. Zizi, you are amazing. You are a roaring lion that actually
remain silent in this world. I appreciate your story. It's so amazing, and you talked about if I'm correct, you talked about having a very positive and strong, a confident mindset. And I believe in that with individuals, and I educate and I guide people on creating those mindsets. Just real quick, a lot of people don't know my story, but real quick, I was born crippled. I was born to where they told me that I never walk. By the time I'm 13, I'll be crippled and wheelchair bound. I was the only one as a young child that had a mentality that's no, I'm not going to be born crippled. I'm going to walk. I'm going to do this. But long story short, I end up running track and playing sports, and I still have records in my high school that hasn't been broken, and I'm serving the military and all that good stuff. I'm fine. I walk perfectly fine. But it's just amazing. I love your attitude. I love your what I call PMA, your positive mindset, positive mental attitude, and your positive mindset. You are an amazing person, and I know I don't have to tell you this. And I keep saying it, but I know I don't have to tell you, but because you already know. But I enjoy your story, and I enjoy you as a person being on this earth with me today. I yield my mic.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for your comments, Dr. MD Williams. Panyar, do you have any comments to Zizi?
I hope you can hear me.
Yes, I hear you very well.
I'm not a regular. Thank you. I'm not a regular contributor to this to this room, but I'm always fascinated when I come and we discuss about these African proverbs, because it's one sentence, but they are so rich in meaning that you can spend. For example, the one we're discussing today, there is so much in it. I mean, you and sometimes books are written about this one sentence. So it's always fascinating the amount of wisdom that can exist in just one sentence. Every time I come here, one sentence, we can spend all day discussing it. I find that amazing. Thank you.
I agree completely, and that's what fascinates me, because African proverbs are Joseph. I think Joseph, who is supposed to speak next, says that African proverbs are untold stories, and I completely agree with that, because even when I sit with my daughters, I have 3 daughters, we can unpack one proverb after we discuss it in this room for the drive to school, and then at lunchtime later on, when I'm picking them up from school, they say, look, I thought about this proverb and I think this is what it's saying. So they are not just for educational purposes, but you can reflect about them with very many different situations within a day and in the course of your lifetime if you want. And for me, I have one proverb that is always like a mantra for me, and it's my mother's favorite proverb. And she used to say that when you do good, you do it for yourself. When you do bad, you also do it for yourself. And that's a proverb that is always like a guiding principle for me. Now let's hear quickly from Joseph. And as we hear from everyone on stage, I also just want to let you know that this is our last round of shares from everyone on stage. I'll give Zizi a moment to share with us, also her closing remarks. And then, we will wrap up our conversation right after that. Then we'll be here again tomorrow. And tomorrow I want you to join me at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for, the 3 hidden gems. The three hidden travel gems in Africa. Every Wednesday I host a room in the One Vibe Africa Club where we discuss, some of the most amazing travel destinations and opportunities in Africa. For me, I do it primarily because I organize annual trips to Kenya. And next year I'm planning to take 2 groups of people to Kenya. So if you want to learn more about that, join me tomorrow or DM me and I'll send you more information. Joseph is also involved with this, weekly conversations on Wednesdays. He's doing a lot of tourism activities in Namibia where he's based. Joseph, if you're there, we want to hear from you. If you're not, I'll go quickly to Wanda. Okay, Wanda, I think the mic is now on your hands. Share with us briefly what your thoughts are in regards to just what Zizi shared with us and any final remarks.
I'm just loving it. I've had my say, and I yield the mic.
Thank you so much, Wanda, for your presence. Darren, thank you again for your continued support. Share with us, what this, what Zizi's, story, that was just a nugget of her story. Any comments to Zizi?
Thank you again. I'm still trying to absorb and feel what I feel about that. Um, but yeah, it's the same, that power that it doesn't need to be relinquished and just needing to rest in ourselves. If anything, I just feel like it reiterates a knowing that doesn't have to be sourced by another and that it's more powerful if we kind of really just rest in ourselves and just act.
Yeah.
I'm done speaking.
Thank you so much. Hey, baby, how about you? What are your thoughts in regards to Zizi's share earlier?
And like, I love Zizi, and Zizi's my mom as well. And her story has always been very powerful, and I see as as a strong person's journey. And I'm still amazed by how her resilience it's beautiful, and it shows with everything she does, because she's really kind and loving, and she's really that umi, like an elderly person that's wise, that has respect of everyone, kind of like Bibi, like, as in, like you mentioned earlier, back in, I don't know when, but uh, what a gogo is, when it comes to a lot of East African parts of the world. It's like that elder that just has this amazing wisdom to guide us, and that's what she is. And I'm very grateful for her, and to have met her here through you, and continue to have her in my life, because her journey has given me so much hope and strength when I was in my journey into healing, which I still am. But it's like I give lots of thanks for her encouragement and her shares in the past, and continues to. So I'm very grateful for her. Thank you, Zizi.
Thank you, my baby. I love you.
I love you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Bibi. Alexis, what are your thoughts about, what Zizi shared with us today?
As we said, good morning, everyone. I just want to start there. Good morning. I hope I'm reaching everyone well. As BB said, Zizi is like the elder to be respected. I absolutely always love everything that she comes with. She knew that that was going to be influential. And that's why Zizi continuously shares a piece of herself so that we can hear the passion that was in her heart that showed her strength. And that's what the lion, that's basically what the proverb said. Zizi basically did what the lions do when they roar. She showed her strength. And that's what she shared with us today in sharing her story. I always love what she shares. And you already know how much respect I have for my elders because I take care of them. So I just love this space. Thank you so much, Simon. Thank you, Zizi. And just everyone have a great, beautiful day on purpose. I'm Lexi and I'm out.
Thank you, my love. Thank you. I really appreciate everyone here. And I love my son, Simon. I guess when you're 85, you can afford to love your son. And I feel Simon is such a lovable. Your mother must be very proud of you, Simon. I'm grateful to each and every one of you. And it's amazing how this morning I got a divine whisper: be where you're celebrated. not when you're tolerated. You know how sometimes you go to some rooms and people almost resent what you have to say if it's a wise word that you can't help because it's you and you want to say what's on your mind. So here I feel safe, I feel loved, and I feel appreciated. So thank you for being my tribe. I love you all.
Yeah, we love you too, Zizi. And I was just chatting with Zizi in the background too. We are doing her YouTube interview tomorrow, so join us so that you can be a part of the conversation tomorrow. And Zizi, come with your book so that you read a few excerpts from it tomorrow. And also, hopefully you'll be able to share with us how everyone who is in the room. And also, if you're in the room now, I would urge you to invite somebody tomorrow so that we can support Zizi tomorrow and get some copies of her book. We've come to the tail end of our conversation, and Zizi already shared with us her closing remarks. I just want you all to know that I am extremely grateful. Thank you for joining me on YouTube as well. It means a lot. Quite a few of you in this room are also on YouTube as we speak, and that support is really, really important in not only spreading African proverbs across the internet and across the universe, but helping make this space permanent, because as we all know, the way YouTube and the internet works, unless there is viewership, unless there is comments, unless there is shares, unless there is likes on videos on YouTube, it's hard to sustain it. It's hard to get the funding to sustain the daily African proverbs. So any support you can give is much appreciated, whether you're going to share it, whether you're going to reach out to me. If you want to reach out to me for collaboration, or if you want to be a guest, I would love that as well. But I just want you to know that you don't have to be an audience in the daily African proverbs for forever. There are ways that you can be involved, and I want you to know that I am always open to that. We also have a number of other events that we host here on Clubhouse. I was talking about the event we host every Tuesday at 1 p.m. But there's another event we host every Saturday in the Africa Day Club at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we touch on different topics and issues that impact the continent. Last week we were talking about Africa's take on COP26, and also talking about our identity and changing mindsets. So you should join us for those sessions. They are led by David Otieno, who is also from Kenya, and Census Loliong, who is from South Sudan. Besides that, I am just so grateful and I feel very lucky. I do want to give a quick shout out to all the amazing people in the room, from Wanda, Dr. Sade, Wilson, Elom, Washeke, Lovell, Mala, Tara, Sahara, Fred, Brother, Joseph, Alexis, Bibi, Panyar, Dr. M.D. Williams, our elder Zizi, who is my guest tomorrow. I'm just so grateful. And also to everyone on YouTube. I can't tell. Oh, I see that Wendy is here. Thank you so much for being here. I am truly, truly grateful. I will see you all tomorrow, same time, same place. Have a beautiful day. Take great care of yourselves.
African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. African father in America. Tujikaze, tujikaze, jikaze. You